All right, guys, welcome back to Financial Coaching Kingdom. And today we're going to get extremely practical. We're talking about how to build a simple budget that actually works. Not something complicated, not something you start and quit in 2 weeks. It's going to walk you step by step through a system you can use every single month. And we're going to use exact one-page budget tool I give my clients. Because here's the truth. Most men don't fail because they can't do math. They fail because they don't have a clear plan. Proverbs 21:5 says, "The plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance." So today, we're going to build a plan. Welcome to Financial Coaching Kingdom, the podcast that helps you align your money with your purpose. I'm your host, John. We've all felt the weight of financial stress, the sleepless nights, the silent disagreements with our spouse, the feeling that we've just not in control. But what if there's a better way? What if managing your money was less about math and more about peace of mind? On this podcast, we'll explore a different kind of financial freedom. It's not just about what you earn or what you owe. It's about the emotional clarity that comes from being on the same page with your spouse, the spiritual strength you gain from worshiping God with your finances, and the deep satisfaction of knowing you're building a lasting legacy for your family. Every week, we'll cut through the noise to bring you simple, powerful truths that will help you move from financial chaos to confidence. If you're ready to find clarity, grow in unity, and live with purpose, you're in the right place. Let's get started. Before we jump into the steps, we're going to understand this. A budget is not restrictions, it's direction. This tool you're using is not about tracking what already happened. It's about telling your money where to go before the month begins. You are acting as a steward, and God has entrusted you resources to use. Now, you're going to lead them with intention. Are you going to be perfect? Nope. It's going to take time. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with the numbers. You're going to gather the numbers. Before you fill anything out, you need clarity. Don't guess. Don't estimate loosely. Be honest. Here's what you're going to gather. Your income. You know those paychecks? Or your earnings statement? Now, if both you and your spouse are working or bringing in income, you're going to want all of it. Also, any side incomes. Maybe you do have a side income. Any consistent money that's coming in. You want to gather that together. And you'll list it under all income in the household. Your bills, those fixed expenses, or anything that has a due date. That's what you want to think about. Whether it's the mortgage or rent, utilities, insurance. Maybe it's a car insurance or the health insurance, depending on how you pay for that. Or subscriptions. What subscriptions do you have? Lots of apps, so there's lots of subscriptions that we pay for sometimes. These go under bills, anything with a due date. Your daily spending. These are the categories people usually spend extra on. And these are like those groceries, gas, restaurants, personal spending. Sometimes do the restaurants outdo the grocery amount? Interesting. And these all goes under daily expenses. And this is where you're going to live in your budget and your accounts, because that's where you're going to spend on the daily basis. Your debt, anything with interest, whether it's credit cards, car loans, student loans, the money that you owe your grandmother, these go under debt. Giving and savings, tithes and or generosity. This is where your emergency fund goes, and all those future goals, whether it's savings account for a vacation or a spending for something bigger. If you don't write it down, you will lie to yourself about it. So be honest, and that's step one. Start with your income. Now you're going to fill out the top of your sheet. Add your income, and this gives you your total income. This is your starting point, not what you wish you made, not what you might make. This is your net bring home amount after taxes, after insurance premiums if you're paid through payroll deduction. What is actually coming in this month? Now we're going to give every dollar an assignment once we know all the dollars that we have. This is where most people mess up. They stop at income and never finish the plan. Your goal is what we call zero-based budget. And that means every dollar gets a job. Whether it's giving or savings or spending or debt. And the order does matter. And do it like this. We want to give first. You decide ahead of time, what am I giving this month? This goes to giving, tithes, or gifts. Or saving next. Whether it's that emergency fund or future goals, build the habit. And this goes into savings. Now, if this is your first month budgeting, I would expect that you have been spending all the money that is coming in, and you may not have money for giving and saving. And that's okay. Let's just keep it in mind and build toward that. Maybe make some margin. Now, bills. Now, list your fixed expenses. These are the ones with a due date. Anything like your mortgage, your subscriptions to Netflix or whatever you may have. These are not negotiables. These are things that you've agreed to pay and they already know it. Then we're going to go to your daily expenses. And these are those where you can show a little bit more discipline or whether you can enjoy what God has given you. Okay. This is where discipline can show up or it can also leave you. You don't spend freely. You decide how much you want to spend for yourself. You get to decide that. You have the power to do how much do I want to spend on groceries, or how much do I want to spend on eating out, or how much do I want to spend on you name it. Debt payments. Now, you may have debts or you may not. So if you have a car loan, a student loan, or those things, this is where you're going to put those. And you want to have the minimum amounts. And if you're serious about getting paid off, still pay those minimum amounts on all but one. And then we'll focus on one to get that one killed. Now we're going to make the math work. Now you get to calculate total income minus the giving, minus the savings, minus the bills, and minus the spending, and minus the debt. This gives you your remaining balance. Now here's the goal. The number we want is 0. We want all the money to be going somewhere. We want to tell it where to go. We don't want a negative amount. We don't want leftover. We want 0. But 0 doesn't mean you spent everything. What it means is you gave every dollar a purpose. Now you're going to adjust this until it works. This month may not work right. Next month it'll get a little better. The next month it'll get way better. And you will be able to figure things out and go forward and just be able to live life and enjoy. Now you fix it. Are there categories that you need to cut? Maybe look at it. Look at your budget. Look at how you've been spending money and go and make those determinations. Maybe you can reduce unnecessary expenses or delay non-essentials if if your spending is more than your income, and attack overspending habits. Are there things that you are spending more money on that maybe you can change? You adjust until the plan works. Now, you also want to run the plan during the month. And this is where most budgets fail. They build it and never look at it again. Your spreadsheet even says, track as you go. You'll need to make adjustments, okay? For these initial budgets, you do need to track. You want to get your mind around it. You want to see it. You want to know, how are you spending money? Eventually, let's get to a place where you can set it and forget it. But at the moment, let's keep an eye on it. Here's the system. Check your budget weekly. Adjust those categories if needed, and stay aware of your spending. This is leadership, not set it and forget it yet. At the bottom of the sheet, you're going to see the plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance. And this isn't just about money. This is about discipline, stewardship, and obedience. In one of the most important lines on the whole sheet, pray over it. You are not doing this alone. Let me leave you with this. You don't need a perfect budget. And to be honest, it's not going to be perfect. You need a working budget. It's something that's simple, clear, and repeatable, done every month. If you're inconsistent, overwhelmed, or just avoiding this, let's start here. We have a 1-page, 1 plan, 1 month at a time. If you want help actually building this and sticking to it, go to financialcoachjohn.com. I'll help you put a plan in place and hold you accountable to follow through. Are you ready to stop living paycheck to paycheck and start building a life of true financial freedom? Take the next steps with me. Head over to financialcoachjohnllc.com and schedule a free discovery call. We'll talk about your unique financial situations, create a simple, actionable plan to get you on the path to living below your means and building a future that you want. That's Financial Coach John, John, LLC.com. All right, let's anchor this in Scripture, because what we just talked about with budgeting, that's not just practical, that's biblical. Proverbs 28 lays out a clear picture of how God views money, integrity, and discipline, and I want to walk through this, not as theory, but as a standard of how you live. Integrity over income. Better is a poor man who walks with integrity than a rich man who is crooked in his ways. Proverbs 28:6. This is the foundation. God is not impressed with our income if our character is compromised. You can make 6 figures and still be failing as a steward. A budget is not just about control, it's about integrity. Telling the truth about what you earn, what you spend, and what you owe. The danger of pride. A rich man is wise in his own eyes, but a poor man who has understanding will find him out. Proverbs 28:11. One of the biggest traps, especially for professional men, is thinking, I've got this. High income can hide bad habits. You don't feel the pressure yet. But lack of discipline always shows up eventually. A budget keeps you grounded. It's forced humility. Slow, faithful work versus quick money. A faithful man will abound with blessing, but whoever hastens to be rich will not go unpunished. Proverbs 28:20 and Proverbs 28:22. A stingy man hastens after wealth and does not know that poverty will come upon him. This hits hard today. Everyone wants fast money, shortcuts, or quick wins. But the scripture is clear. Rushing to wealth leads to destruction. What works is consistency, discipline, and patience. That's what your budget trains you to do. Discipline provides provision. Whoever works his land will have plenty of bread, but he who follows worthless pursuits will have plenty of poverty. Proverbs 28:19. This is one of the clearest financial principles in the Bible. You don't drift into financial stability, you build it. day by day, month by month. A budget is how you work your land. Without it, you're reacting. With it, you're building. Greed versus trust. A greedy man stirs up strife, but the one who trusts in the Lord will be enriched. Proverbs 28:25. Whoever multiplies his wealth by interest and profit gathers it for him who is generous to the poor. Proverbs 28:8. Greed creates pressure, conflict, and stress. Trust creates peace and direction. This is where your heart shows up in your money. Are you chasing more or trusting God and stewarding what you have well? Generosity is not optional. Whoever gives to the poor will not want, but he who hides his eyes will get many a curse. Proverbs 28:27. This is why giving is at the top of the budget, not the bottom. Not if there's anything left. Generosity is part of obedience. Misusing money hurts others. A poor man who oppresses the poor is like a beating rain that leaves no food. Proverbs 28:3. This one is heavy. When you mismanage money, when you act selfishly, when you lack discipline, it doesn't just affect you. It affects your family, your future, the people you've called to help. Your stewardship matters. So, when you sit down and build your budget, you're not just organizing numbers. You're choosing integrity over image, discipline over impulse, faithfulness over shortcuts, and generosity over selfishness. This is what it means to handle money as a kingdom man. If you look in the show notes, you're going to see a link for the one-page budget, and this is a budget tool that helps you be a faithful steward of God's resources. It's going to go, has the categories that we were talking about, has some tips for success, and just a great way to get started if you're wanting to do it yourself. And so you can see that in the show notes. This is your moment to take control. Go to financialcoachjohnllc.com. That's financialcoachjohnllc.com, and let's build your financial future together.